This is my budget snow pusher. It started off as an 8-foot Fisher plow that was tired, to say the least. Lots of rust on it, but the price was right. My neighbor gave it to me for free because, well, he's pretty great and we help each other back and forth, and he had about 6 plows in his yard. He collects stuff that, you know, is still usable, but sometimes he gets things for free or just has stuff left over from years of having items. But in any case, you can see I have plans of finishing the sandblasting and actually putting some good paint on it. But basically what we did is got this adapter plate for the quick attach. I bought that on Amazon probably 2 years before I actually made this project, because I had another plan and never used it for that, so I used it for this. The quick attach plate that's pre-made is fantastic. It works great. On the bottom I used, what is that, 3/8 angle iron on the bottom there. You can kind of see I welded it across because it sits nicely on the existing subframe. And then, oh, that's 2x2 square stock. Basically what I had found when I originally welded this on here, that 2x2 square stock underneath there wasn't there, and the problem was the bottom of my arms were practically riding on the ground. So I raised it up, I cut everything off, raised it up, and if you notice, there's another video if you watch, it's only about 30 seconds of the first time my wife was plowing. When she did that originally, these pieces, this piece here was actually connected to here. So this was off by about 1 foot, and that was only because the existing subframe down below was so big, and I was like, well, I didn't think much that would make much of a difference. But what I found was, with this being extended off another, I think it was 6 or 8 inches longer, something like that, the force, it's kind of like was just a little bit much for the tractor. Sort of as if you know, when you're in school and they make you hold a book with your arm extended or close to you. Same idea, the leverage was a little too high. And since this thing is not exactly light, and I don't have a giant, massive tractor, it was kind of bouncy on the hydraulics. I don't want to damage anything, so I cut it, did a lot of cutting, brought it back in, brought it kind of as close as I feasibly could with everything. I mean, I guess I could have done a little bit closer, but I'm actually happy with where it is. I need to be able to get in there with a welder and stuff, so I left myself a little room to work. And I just basically cut it, raised it up. You see how much I raised it up, and I just re-welded everything. I mean, the metal was already there, so why not? The plow is overall, as much as it doesn't look it, pretty solid. A little bit of spots that are not that great. This here, this I was actually kind of proud of. Again, not a professional welder. I don't have fancy machines. I have a decent Hobart welder and some 4.5-inch grinders. And what I did is I bought 2 plates from a local metal place. I believe that's is that 1/4 inch or 3/8 plate. I probably should measure that, but it looks like 1/4, but I thought it was thicker. I know it's 1/4. What I did is there were just flat plates originally, and these lines here I cut almost all the way through. Some spots I did cut all the way through, and other spots I just thinned it out quite a bit. And then I made an angled cut over here, and that's kind of a straight cut down there. And what I did is I put it in the vise. Apparently me or my brother kind of helped me on this project. One of us, probably me, made a miscut, or maybe the line was marked wrong, I don't know. But in any case, that's not a big deal. It's a snow pusher, who cares? But so we cut it, made it weaker, and then bent it, and the bend came out really good. We were able to make it line up nicely, and then I re-welded where we cut through, kind of like a bunch of stitch welds, and I angled it. So when the snow's hitting here, it does obviously angle it in, but it also strengthens this side plate. If I left it flat, it could get bent much easier, but with this angle on there and being re-welded, it adds a lot of strength. This down here is the same 3/8 angle iron I used on the mounting of the unit to the quick attach plate, and I basically kind of did the same thing. I cut it and bent it where I wanted it to make a skid, and then I re-welded it. Did that front and back. So now, you know, if I'm backing up and going forward, I have a solid skid, and that 3/8 angle is going to last me forever. I mean, it's sliding on snow generally for my hard packed driveway. I don't have cement, or I mean tar, I'm sorry, but it would work the same either way. So both sides are made the same. They're kind of photocopies of each other, and then it's just simply welded to everything else. So, and then of course, like most of them you see, I added, this is also 3/8 angle, plenty strong for what it's doing. And welded the side just for some support, and I am able to completely fill this 8-foot Fisher plow with snow as I'm pushing. Of course, the heavier wet stuff like we have today, because it's early season, you know, it's heavier, but I can pretty much push till I run out of horsepower because the chains I have in the back, which is another video, give me tons of grip. But and anything that's other than super heavy wet snow, I can fill this thing all the way up over the top, and it just pushes. And I have a long stretch to push here, probably about 200 feet at my longest stretch, and it just does it. This thing is held up to a lot of abuse. I've used it for I think it's my 3rd season going on it, and of course it has a smiley face courtesy of my brother. So it's very important to this unit. Without smiley face, it probably would have broke by now. So other than that, it's kind of a very inexpensive project. I maybe have, I want to say $100, maybe $150 in metal, but you know, these snow pushers aren't cheap. But at the end of the day, it pushes snow. I don't care if it's pretty. I'm not trying to win a beauty contest with it, but it does function really well, and it saves me a load of time. So I push with that, and I clean up with a snowblower. So hopefully that helps. Have a good one.